Lessons learned.
I bet you I regret asking Cian if you could take weightlifting now.
The snatching would have been easier.
Jackie and Warren are ready for battle there, look.
Mark, do you actually need actual weights or just the what's it called? The down again. You're muted.
A dowel will do just fine for today.
Thank you.
Lovely. Is everyone okay or has some sort of tape or outline and kind of knows what they're doing?
Yeah, transferred.
Lovely. Lovely, guys. Again, today is a lot about footwork. Again, with the clean, guys, we can't do a massive amount of footwork because, again, it's pretty much just a front squat. So it's not like a snatch or anything. It's not as positional. Obviously, it is somewhat positional. It is important. But today we're going to really focus on, as we have the tape on the floor, your split jerk. Again, footwork is so important on this. There's so much involved going on in it about positional stuff as well. Everyone just thinks it's a big push overhead. Very little to do with your arms. Your arms essentially, kind of like a snatch, are just pretty much guiding the bar and are there to just stabilize it. The majority of the work is going to be done by your legs. Okay? So your legs are going to do an awful lot of the work. Your legs are going to be responsible for jumping the weight to a certain height and also your landing position as well in stabilizing that barbell when it's over your head. Okay? Can anyone tell me as well, how high does a barbell need to actually get?
Your nip line, isn't it?
Pardon?
Your nip line.
Your nipple line. Well, I'm hoping that if you've already caught the clean, that the barbell will be higher than.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was taking a squat. I know.
Exactly. What Begley's saying there, I think, Begley, is that your guess? Is that your answer? Again, guys, it just needs to get in around the top of your forehead. Okay. So your legs are essentially going to jump the barbell up as far as your forehead, and then after that, like a snatch or like a really heavy clean, it's your job then to get under it and get locked out. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Lovely. We're going to grab our dowels and we're going to get warm. We're going to get moving pretty much straight away. Lovely. We're going to go into that kind of snatch grip or a little bit wider again, guys, and we're going to start off with 10 pass-throughs like we did with Keno last week. Again, guys, when you're doing this, lovely. A big thing, guys, as well, when you're doing this, I don't want you to just overarch so that you can get it into the position you need it. I want you to think about landing in a good position, a nice hollow body position, essentially, when you're standing, and then getting into the small of your back. So 10 of those. Once you've that done, guys, I just want you to take your dowel out in front of you. Okay. You're then going to tilt that dowel all the way over, grab it with my underside arm. So does everyone see that position? And I just want you to give me 10 external rotations. So you're trying to open up that front rack position. So again, guys, from the start, my knuckles are facing the screen. I'm rotating over, my hand is coming under into my elbow, and I'm tilting it over. So Begley, actually bring it to your elbow joint. Sorry. Actually bring it down to pretty much your elbow joint. And then it's at that 90-degree angle the whole time. And I'm just cocking it outwards. Bring it to your elbow joint. So look, 90-degree angle, it's all the way over. My forearm is at 90 degrees. Anna, that's lovely. Lovely. Swap arms then for you guys. So again, starts with your knuckles pointing forward, tilting over. Other arm comes up underneath. 10 of those.
I just killed my light bulb.
I did the same.
I was wondering what happened. I thought you turned off the light.
There's glass over there.
I can still, no, actually just knocked it and it's gone off. Stupid bulb. Okay, I'll still go. I'll still follow.
Lovely, guys. Once you have that done, I want you to give me 10 static lunges. Okay? So you're going to imagine you're going to come into your split stance. My right knee is going to come all the way to the ground. 10 on one leg, then 10 on the opposite leg. So again, I'm not stepping that leg in, but I'm lunging from top to bottom. So again, guys, the width of your lunge here should at least be the width of your squat. Lovely. Lovely, guys. Next thing we're going to move on to, we're actually going to use the tape that we have on the floor. Essentially, guys, the purpose of the tape on the floor is to give you an idea where your feet should be landing, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 reps first. We're going to do 5 on my call. We're going to do 5, and I'm going to ask you to pause in your split position and ask yourself, without looking down, are you in the right position? Okay, I'll give you a few seconds each time to correct it. But I want you, for the first 5, obviously we're going to split, have a look straight down and see what's wrong, correct it before you stand up, okay? In the next 5, what I want you to do is to land in your positions, okay? And I want you to guess if it's wrong, and if you are wrong, what foot is wrong, okay? Then have a look down and try and correct it. Is that okay? All right, we'll do 5 firstly on my call, where when you land, you're going to have a look at the position that you landed. Again, everyone can see my foot mark. So basically how it's going to work is, guys, I'm going to say go, I'm going to have my head looking forward, I'm going to split. Okay, so I'm going to have a look. My back leg is a little bit too far out, my front leg is nearly pretty much right. So I need to scoop that in. Alright, so this is the position ideally that we should be landing. If you're looking at this knee is essentially stacked over this hip, this knee then is stacked over that, ankle joint. Okay, so I'm in a nice stacked position, and if I have a barbell overhead, when that weight hits me, I'll have a bit of a give on it, and I'll have a bit of a spring so I can absorb that weight, and it's not just going to crumble me to the floor. Right? Then it goes front foot, back foot. I'd say go again. The front foot is probably not far enough forward. Lovely, back foot was fine, that. Okay. Everyone gets the idea?
Yeah.
Right. So everyone has their tape you should be in your starting position. Okay, and I want everyone to dip and pause. So in your dip as if you're jerking. No, in a jerk, guys. Why is everyone forward? So the barbell will be in that front rack position. So we're purely going through the jerk, guys. So all I'm going to say is dip and pause, and when I say go, you land in your split. Okay? So everyone into your starting position, and dip, and go. Lovely. Have a look at it. Have you landed in the correct spot? Is your back knee bent or is your back leg straight? Jenny Boyce, that looks good. Alex, into nearly a lunge. So that back leg should be landing nice and soft. Guys, you don't have to go overhead with the dowel yet. We're going to introduce that in the next part. Right now, I just purely want you to focus on footwork. Okay? So recover for me, guys. Front leg, back leg. Okay?
For back leg be straight? Or
No.
should it bend?
Well, when you land, it should be, see this back leg, how I'm in a lunge. It shouldn't be like this. Okay? What I want to see is that lunge position. Is that okay? So if I wanted to, I could just follow through and tip that knee off the ground. Okay? Lovely. So everyone back into your starting position. And go. Have a look. Is your feet in the correct position?
Yeah.
Are you not jumping far enough forward? Begley, bend that back leg a little bit more. Lovely. And then recover for me. Front leg, back leg. Lovely. Everyone back into their starting position. And go. Lovely. Have a look. Are you in the correct position? That's 3 we've done.
My back foot is going back further than my tape.
Pardon?
My back foot is going back further than my tape.
And what's
Same
your
with
front
me,
leg?
way further.
My front one is, yeah, okay, it's over the bench. Okay, yeah, getcha.
So when you measured it now, you measured halfway up on
Yeah,
your second foot, right?
yeah,
And you measured a full foot backwards.
yeah.
And did you go from your squat width or your normal starting position
Just there, or measurements?
when you measured it?
My squat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like a good foot or more because it's only 2 feet back, really. It's only 2 shoes.
So it should
You
be
said
your
to put
ball
one
of your
foot in
foot.
behind the other foot, so it's only that's the depth of 2 shoes.
Which? The back leg?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's all it should be, but you should be wider again because your squat stance should be wider than your starting position.
Okay, so think wider than further back. Okay.
So again, like if I was to just go straight back here, that would only be there.
So easy.
Easy. That's why we're all amazing at it.
Actually, we don't need this. I'm more advanced.
Gone.
See you later.
Is there an advanced version?
My heel should be landing past that tape. Okay? And then my back, my ball of my foot should be all the way back there. And I should be in this quarter lunge.
Okay.
Okay? So I want you
Check
to
it
do,
for next time.
just to have a look. Aoife, just set up your camera for me and just step into the position till I have a look at you.
Okay, how do I set it?
Yeah, I can see you clear as day there. Jenny boy, step back into your position. And front leg in the front position. Okay. Now soften that, bend that back knee down. There you go. Does that feel longer now?
Yeah. I think it was actually my front foot. That's the problem.
Yeah, Jenny, you and your feet, you always do your bleeding feet wrong.
So,
don't put it in my head, Sonia. 'Cause my back front, my
see
back
that
foot
front bit
in
of tape?
front.
See that front bit of tape for your front foot?
Yeah.
Your heel should be past that.
There.
Your heel should be all the way past that, and the back tape, the ball of your foot should be past that.
Okay. That makes sense. So rather than it being like there, I should be there.
Exactly. So when you're going from your right foot, should be the heel of your right foot should be past that front tape, and in the back one, the ball of your left foot should be past that tape.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Not jumping forward enough. Thank you.
Lovely. Guys, we're going to get you to move on there. We're just going to introduce the dowels this time. Okay? But what I want you to do is when you execute it, I want you to pause and tell yourself what is wrong. So I'm going to dip, drive like that. All right? I need to try and guess what I think is in the incorrect position. I think my front foot is slightly too far forward and my back foot is probably a little too wide.
You're checking up on Ken?
Yeah.
My back foot was back too far, my front foot wasn't far enough forward.
I'm just making sure he's doing it right, you know.
That's it.
It's very good.
Keen man, we got stuck in the tape at the start. So
No, I need to behave. Kian is here. Oh, God.
Lovely, guys. So dowels up into the position for me. What I want you to do, guys, is when I say go, I want you to pause in your catch position and think about what is incorrect, and I want you to have a look down then, or try and correct it first, and then have a look down. Okay? So in 3, 2, 1, off you go. Lovely. Ask yourself what's not right, or is it perfect? Have a look down. Whatever's incorrect, I want you to correct it now for me. And then we're going to recover. So you go front foot, then your back foot. Lovely. Into your setup position again for me, please, guys. And go. So pause in your catch position. Ask yourself as well, guys, what is your midline doing? Are you overarching in that position, or are you crunching your midline down? Now have a look down. Is it correct? What should you do incorrect? I want you to correct it now while you're in that position. Get familiar with the position, understand the position that you're landing in.
I keep putting my knee too forward.
Your knee's going too far forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sonia, crunch down on your midline a small bit. And what I'd say is lift up your back knee slightly. Lovely.
Thanks.
Right, back into your starting position for me, guys. You still have 2 more reps to go. Dip and go. Lovely. Have a look at your position. Is everything correct? Fix whatever's incorrect. Get used to the position. Bounce in the lunge a small bit. Get familiar with it. Lovely. And recover. Front foot, then your back foot.
Should you be putting weight in your front foot or equal?
Sorry?
Should the weight be in the front foot, or should you be kind of...
Your weight should be equal. So there should be a 50-50 split in the weight.
Right.
And what happens then is you bring your front foot in first and then your back foot then to stabilize it. Lovely. One last time, guys, into your position, into your starting position. And go. Lovely. Now have a look down, guys. Did anyone get it right?
Yeah.
Good job, Vicky. Hannah, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Lovely. Aoife?
Show me you.
She's muted. Anna?
A little too narrow, but...
Too narrow, that's fine. Jenny Boyce, did you get it? Sorry,
Yeah.
recover as well, guys. Recover as well. Did the Zamoras get it right?
Yeah, we got it right.
I'm just not moving forward enough.
My front foot keeps going an inch too close, I guess, or not like an inch off. Like I don't keep going forward enough with the front foot.
I'm the same.
But you keep going too far
but
forward.
not that much. It's just a tiny little bit, but
With the
Mine's a
front
little bit more.
yeah, the back leg has been like almost like perfect, but the front leg is always like that much off.
What I pay attention to on that is in your dip, are you just leaning forward out of your dip? Okay. So imagine if I had 100 kilos and I'm saying go, and I'm already dipping forward, so that's when my front foot is traveling forward further. Okay, so you need to think about staying upright, and it could help correct that.
No, it's my front foot is not going forward enough, I think.
Not going forward enough?
Yeah.
Okay, then you just have to go forward. Lovely. Next thing I'm going to get you to do, guys, very quickly, I want you to get your down. I want you to step down out into your lunge position. Okay? From here, guys, with your down, I want you to give me 50 presses overhead. Every time I want you to press up into your shoulders like you did last week with the snatching, and concentrate on getting your head through. So I'm not back here pressing like this. Every single press, head comes through, and I'm pressing up into my shoulders.
Sorry, did you say 1-5 or 5-0?
5-0.
Oh, yeah.
50 reps.
50 Ferg. We'll be here forever.
5-0. It's only a down, Comfort. You have a 27-kilo dumbbell. So again, guys, Alex, you can probably get into a deeper lunge there. I'd say your front foot and back foot needs to go back further. And lunge down into that leg. Try and think about getting that knee towards the floor. So Comfort, the bar shouldn't be coming down to your hip. It's from your shoulders to overhead.
This one is a good one to see where your positions is, or your weight is, isn't it?
Which, the tape?
Yeah, but like even doing this, because you can feel if you're balanced on the weight on each leg, can't you?
Exactly.
Like I can feel them both burning.
So as well, guys, in that jerk position, make sure you're not just bringing the dowel around and that's passing over into the barbell. Your chin should be out of the way first and then pressing through. So chin must come out of the way first. So chin goes back, bar goes up, and then my head comes through.
Oh, Jesus.
Lovely. Everyone's shoulders burning a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone get a better understanding, a better feel for the position?
Definitely.
Lovely, guys.
Yeah.
Like Keno did last week as well, we'll just have a quick look at a few guys. Get out of my way. Lovely. Guys, first guy again, this is Cody Anderson, guys. You don't know him, he's a CrossFitter. He's out of the CrossFit Games a couple of times. He's training with the, I think it's Catalyst Athletics. Big weightlifting guys. They've hugely responsible for a lot of weightlifting seminars, and they do an awful lot of the weightlifting, the jerk technique that me and Keno like to teach. I'll just get you to have a look at him first. He's going to do a double clean, and then he's going to go into his split jerk. Okay? Lovely. From here. So his feet are going, he's just going to get that barbell as high as his head, and then he's fast under that barbell. He's landing in that soft lunge so he can absorb the weight.
Very quick feet, hasn't he?
Very quick feet. Again, that's 152, and he weighs probably about maybe 70, 75 kilos at most.
Okay.
So again, guys, he only gets it, he probably doesn't even get it to the height of his forehead by the time he fully extends, but he's so fast in his footwork underneath the barbell.
Yeah, he gets low.
Lovely. Next fella we have a look at then.
Looks like he's just got the barbell, like, looks like no effort at all.
Who with Cody?
Yeah. So easy for him.
Must be that Tash.
It's his full-time job.
Oh, but it's slow-mo for a good man.
This slow-mo. This is Max Lang, guys, again, a German fella. Always big donkey kick every time he lands.
Oh, wow. That's lovely.
Lovely. This guy's a prime example of a fella that literally gets the barbell to his forehead and then he's just fast under the barbell, locking out his arms.
And his legs and his knee positions are perfect when he catches it.
And finishing the lift.
Put a pause in the catch there first.
In the catch?
Yeah. But he has lovely kind of, right angle bends nearly at the knees.
Big jump, extends. Just slightly off, but again, front leg, guys, that knee stacked perfectly over that ankle joint. Back knee's just a little bit back further, but ideally you want it under that hip joint.
Sure, can I ask a question about his arms? So you know the way, like he had nearly like a really good, like a very far up front squat. Like, so should you have? Is it halfway between? Like, you don't need to right up as a front squat, but you don't want it down too far either. So you don't like so,
his
like,
clean now. So again, he has a big donkey kick when he cleans. That clean that he did there nearly hit him. It kind of hit him, came down on his body a small bit. Is that what you're asking, Sonny, about his elbows when he's coming up?
Yeah, so see when he's
He's
standing
asking on the,
like, see
for the
there.
jerk, for
Yeah.
the way
On the jerk.
his elbows are, yeah.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
But if you can see, they're actually kind of slightly down. He has them higher for a front squat.
So when you're
not too
jerking,
high.
ideally, you want the barbell to go up. So again, if you can keep a full grip on the barbell and keep your elbows under it, and so that you're pressing up, that's absolutely fine. But if I was front squatting, I'd have the elbows as high as you possibly can. Again, me now, I can't full grip the bar and have my elbows underneath the barbell. So I have to bring my elbows up slightly. I have to sacrifice that position in order to get a full grip on the barbell. Okay? If you can get a full grip on the barbell and have your elbows in a nice stacked position underneath them, they'll probably be slightly in front. That's fine. But you wouldn't have the same kind of elbow height as you would on your front squats. Okay. We'll have a look at another fella. I think this is Keane's favorite weightlifter. Isn't it, Keane?
Yeah.
One of, yeah. Well, he's kind of undefeated. He's changed weight category a couple of different times, and every time he does it, he still wins. But again, as I said last week, he was caught out for being on the roids.
Yeah.
But like, that's some serious thing he's still shifting. But yeah.
Again, when I was watching this fella earlier, the quickness, how quick he goes into his jerk, he doesn't mess around. He goes immediately, pretty much.
Yeah, there's no messing with him. But he nearly got called in competition. If you actually look at that video you play there, when he dips in the jerk, you can see the barbell actually oscillate and bend. Now, I think that's the 245 attempt, or kind of 240-ish. And he was nearly called, as in they weren't going to give it to him. You're not allowed to, on purpose, bounce the barbell. But if you have 200 plus kilos on your shoulders, you're not fucking waiting around to try to put, you know what I mean? You're going for that weight. Like, there's no messing there. Like, so watch this now. After he does the clean, even on the clean, you'll watch the barbell bend as he catches it. So it'll flex. Now, as he stands up, he pops it, and you get the bar bounce, and on the third bounce, now he goes with it. The barbell then bends around his body and kind of helps him slingshot it up. And it's a thing that they do, but you're not really supposed to do it. So they were gonna not give him that lift, that one that he just did there. But it's kind of the thing, like, how long do you have to wait? Like, he'll pass out if you wait, for too long. Yeah.
So
He also brought his back forward foot before his front one, didn't he?
Yeah, like it just means that he wasn't in the best place. But you don't have to go front foot, back foot. It's just that's the most optimal way.
Right.
That's probably very close to his max. So it probably is very, very marginally forward, but it's enough that he can actually probably save it. So he has to step forward first in order to pretty much catch the barbell, so he doesn't like drop it. But ideally, you want to go back foot, front foot. Front foot, back foot.
Bang that on full speed there. So fast.
That's like your click, Keane, isn't it?
Click, on. Click. For just, if you're there, if you want to put on, or if you want to give me one, it was actually just one cool video. I was actually meant to remember earlier we were chatting about weightlifters to show. Give me the option to screen share there, or even if you search there, I don't mind.
I don't mind.
You just do it there. Look up Anna Every. EVERI.
ERI.
Yeah, and just search that. Her last name's now changed to Cola. But look at the first video. Look at the first one.
This one?
Yeah. And just wait till she clean jerks. It might be like the second lift or whatever. But just obviously because everyone was jerking there, and I thought it was quite cool. Notice, I think I've showed this video to people before. Notice what she does with her hands when she jerks. And then I just want you to notice the barbell, that the barbell doesn't really move, that she moves. And that's the whole kind of point of kind of weightlifting, is if you can maximize the movement of you and minimize the movement of the barbell, you'll lift more weight. Here she is now. She's not the strongest lifter, but like, I actually like the way she jerks. And obviously just watch the clean. Just look at the hands.
Very wide, aren't they?
Yeah, she slides them right out. And because of that, then she's just minimizing how far the barbell moves. It's just always a thing to play around with.
Like a snatch grip, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but it just means that there's less range of motion on it. It's kind of hard on your shoulders in the front rack, but it's quite good when you go up above your head. But if you actually just look at the barbell doesn't move that far. Virgo was probably talking about earlier, getting it to the height of your forehead, and that's probably all you need to kind of do. She does that, and then because her arms are wider, it's easier to lock it out and catch it. I just thought it was a cool one to kind of watch.
And she adjusts, she changes her hand position from when she cleans it or when she does a front squat, and then when she gets upward, she changes it and makes it wider.
Yeah, so the wider you go, it just means there's going to be less distance that the bar has to travel for you to lock out your arm. Now it's not going to work for everyone. If you go wider, I know Fergal was just talking about it there, just at the end, you do need a full grip. You can't do that on a fingertip grip. So she's just lucky to be quite flexible to do it. But it's just something to play around with. For every centimeter you go wider, there's less distance that it has to travel. I.e., you might lift an extra couple of kilos.
So you got to do that the odd time in there weightlifting actually.
Yeah. I'd always tell people to try to creep it out a little bit on a jerk. Yeah. Did anyone, because I know if you were here last week, did anyone find any famous weightlifters that they thought was cool?
Did anyone do their homework is what Keane's asking.
I'm pretty much asking, does anybody have any names of any lifters?
Can I spell her name?
Go on, yeah.
It's Chen, CHEN.
Or screen share it and bang it up.
QING.
I think I know who you're talking about. It's yeah. She's a girl. Yeah, she's very, very good. She's very upright when she lifts, I think.
Is it the Korean one, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What's
And
it?
then the
CHEN.
Sorry?
CHEN.
So CHEN.
Yeah.
The Yang, YANGING.
YANGING.
No, YANQING. Sorry.
I got her.
Next week, guys, we're having a spelling class.
For our pronunciation.
Yeah.
She's like on the under 60 category.
Oh, no, she's not the one I'm thinking of first.
She's not the one I was thinking of either. This one's Chinese.
I think we're both thinking of the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen her before.
She's old enough weightlifter as well.
Most kind of Asian people kind of would be a little bit more upright compared to us. God damn it, Virgil. Yeah, very nice.
Here she is now, clean and jerking.
Oh, you see, actually, Fergal, I know Kumpy picked that video. Here on your right hand side, you see men's world Beijing. Get that lift.
Okay.
Yeah. Has anybody ever heard of a lifter called Matthias Steiner? No.
No.
It's a very emotional story.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story, and then obviously if you want to pop off class, you can pop off class. I'll get Fergal to put on the video or something. So there was this lad in the Olympics. Back when was it, Fergal, there? 2000 and what? 2008.
Yeah.
And he was a weightlifter for Germany, and he was training for years, whatever. And his wife died of cancer. And then he said, you know, kind of at the funeral or deathbed, I don't know where, he said, I'm going to win gold for her. Like he said, I'm going to win the Olympics for her. So he trained for a couple of years, and obviously sad and everything like that. And it came to the competition, and he came to his clean and jerk, and it was his final lift. For him to win, he had to do a 10-kilo jump, right? To hit a PB. He'd never lifted this weight in his life ever. And usually on stage, you don't try to attempt like a personal best. You know, you'll do that in training. You hit something kind of safe. And he went out of his way then, made a 10-kilo jump and got the lift. Virgil, type in his name and type in clean and jerk because you'll get the proper video of it. But it actually is such a good clean and jerk for a 10-kilo PB. Like, imagine I said to any of you in the gym, oh yeah, here we go. You should look him up. He's actually kind of cool. If this is the one, yeah, he kind of gets real emotional then, and then just starts kind of kissing the butt. Yeah, he's pulling his top off. So yeah, for him, he was doing that for his wife. But like, imagine I said anybody go into the gym and try to hit a 10-kilo PB on your best clean and jerk. Like, fuck that. He did it on stage, you know, in a competition, and it was his final lift. But that was actually kind of cool.
That's unreal.
But the whole reason why like I wanted to come back on was that like if anybody is interested in weightlifting, the best thing to do is just every now and again go look at a couple of videos and find some good weightlifters, because the more you replicate them and you kind of look at them and be like, right, I want to embody them, you might get little tips and traits and things. Like I know last week I played my famous my favorite lifter that I showed you. And every time I'm trying to lift, I'd always literally be like, I'm going to try and body him. He's fast, he's aggressive. And it does kind of pass over a little bit. So try.
Did anyone else look up a weightlifter that they liked?
I did have a look, but I couldn't find anyone who was tall. So I found it hard to find someone I could relate to.
You won't
Hannah,
find
you won Anna Every's quite tall.
Is she actually? She looked quite tall there, yeah.
Yeah, she has quite a long limbs. Like, her name is now Anna Tacola.
I love Jessica.
Jessica who?
Oh, Lucero. L-U-C.
Oh, the American one. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, she's very, very good.
Yeah, she's
That's
awesome.
really
I like
good.
her stuff.
Yeah. Anyone else have any lifters?
Mine is Lydia Valentine.
Is that your favorite lifter, Ferg?
Man, she catches everything in a power position.
Same as you.
She'll be my favorite then.
Ferg, put on a video there of Lydia there.
I was looking her up. Keane was like, find good jerk people. So I looked up her today and I was like, she's not very good at jerking.
Not the best jerker, no. She's very, very good. Well, like, she's very good. There's more power and strength in her than technique, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like her.
She's exactly like you. No finesse, just all raw fucking farmer strength.
Brute force.
I love watching that Bex Copeland, Keane, like she's on, like just because she's so tiny, but she's just unreal, like, and her technique, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
How long is that video?
Yeah, no, she's very good.
Yeah, and everyone seems to be short. Is it a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, it can be like people are just better at lifting weights when their positions are better. So, like, when you look, yeah, like it all comes down to limb length. It actually comes down to the length of your thigh compared to your torso. So if you have a short thigh muscle, from your knee to your hip, if that's shorter than the length of your hip to your torso, you're probably going to be minimally better at lifting. There is a little bit of genetics to it, and limb length. Like when you look at, let's say, everyone knows Roberta in the gym. Her limb lengths are actually very, very good for lifting weights. Kind of short little thighs, short little arms. It does help. And plus, if you're smaller, you don't have to lift the bar as far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at her muscles there, like.
Yeah.
And she's 20 kilos lighter than me and she lifts 27 kilos more than me.
That technique though, is it?
There's no technique with this one. She's raw power.
Yeah, she's fairly strong.
That squat was a bit low for her.
Like 147 kilos, that is fucking heavy for a girl. Like, that's even heavy for a lad. Like,
I love the bounce up that they get when they come up the power out of that.
And also the ones that lift heavier seem to weigh a bit more. Does that make sense?
yeah, well, like it comes down to mass moves mass. So like, if you're a heavier person, you're going to be able to lift generally a heavier weight. Like, so mass does move mass. But like that's like even more so in powerlifting, which is squat, bench, and deadlift. In Olympic weightlifting, yeah, like it is. But then obviously technique and skill comes massively into play.
Well, back leg is so straight though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Said she's not a great worker.
Yeah. Now, Fergal, we can't really comment when she's doing 147. We're not.
She can say she can move that much weight, and I think she has multiple gold medals.
Yeah, she's very, very good.
Unreal.
I'm sorry, what's the story with the ass to grass that all of them are doing? Like the bump seems to be quite low. They go quite low.
Well, you see, it all depends on the weight that they're trying to lift. The heavier the barbell, the lower they're going to try to get under it, just because then they don't have to move it as far. And plus, then if they it depends on how they're built, they can kind of bounce up. If you go deep in a squat and you're quite good at it, you can actually bounce yourself back up. So there's a bit of momentum that helps you come up and work for everybody though. Yeah. But it's just more like a weight thing. You get under it, you bounce it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. If there's any other questions or anyone else have a lifter? No. Well, guys, the more you look at videos, if you want to get into weightlifting, the more videos you look at them. And I was saying last week, I kind of taught myself nearly how to weightlifting just looking at videos of people just trying to lift weights, because there was no one really around that can teach me.
I followed a lot of weightlifters on my Instagram to make me watch them. I didn't know who these people were. Or just coming up on my Instagram feed. So that's another way you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Just follow them on Instagram, and you can just see a video every now and again. Just kind of get it in your head and click along. Like you don't have to go onto YouTube and watch them. Like me and Fergal would sit there and watch people lift noise for fucking hours.
There was one on Instagram the other day of someone doing a 500 pounds. So I think that's what, 200 and something.
Yeah.
Clean and jerk.
It's about 220.
Oh, that's Andre. Is it the black ball?
I can't remember. It was on one of those CrossFit meme pages.
It's probably.
Was it a girl?
No, it was a guy.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't think any girl is ever going to be able to clean and jerk 200.
I was watching Eddie Hall, and they only have to get it to their belly, and then to hear, I was like, Jesus, you're getting loads more weight. You only have to get it to your belly.
Well, Eddie Hall would be like a strong man now.
Yeah, no, it was strong man. Yeah, different rails, but like it was funny looking at them. Some belly to hold it.
Okay. Okay.
What's next week? Are we back to snatch next week?
Yeah, I might go back and do a bit of snatching next week, yeah. So I might put up a video of snatching next week. So try to have maybe look up, try to find another weightlifter that you like for snatch. I'll show you one or two different ones then next week. Just to kind of keep it going. Like try to find different ones, like as even Anna was saying, trying to find someone that kind of replicates her, her body position, her body length. I'll show up one or two. You can kind of be like, all right, cool. Like you'll notice how they all lift a bit differently. Like let's say if you look at Anna Every that I showed you there, and then Ferg showed you Lydia, they're completely two different things. Lydia is pure raw strength and power, and then you look at Anna Every, she has to use her scale a bit more. Like,
yeah, but I think Lydia has more goals. Just saying.
Power's better than technique, just saying.
Sorry, Kian. Those strong man and strong women people, does technique not matter for them, or is it how dirty you go, or I don't know what.
Well, you see, strongmans can be each competition that they do. They might have a different element to lift. They might have to lift a stone. They might have to. So there is skill in all them, massive amount of skill, but there's just literally a lot of just raw power in them. There's not as much technique or finesse. So it's two different kind of complete sports, really, to be honest. I always think like there's weightlifting, which is that, and that's it. Powerlifting is squat, bench, and deadlift, and then that's it. Strongman then would have a load of different kind of random things like lifting trucks, lifting atlas stones. They kind of constantly change it up, but there's no actual defined movement that they have to do. But yeah.
Lovely.
Thanks very much, lads.
No bother.
That tape thing that we put out, if you ever want to practice your footwork, it's a simple thing for practicing your footwork. Getting familiar with the position that you should be landing in as well. And if you're not sure about how to put down the tape again, just ask.
Sorry about the tape last time.
Okay.
Sorry.
We need tape for next week.
Keen, do you need tape? You don't need tape for snatch.
Not for snatch.
No, not for snatch.
The class before the class.
Yeah.
My tape.
All right, guys. See you later.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye.